You step into an elevator. The doors close. And then, nothing. It's not moving. The doors won't open. There's no cell signal. Nobody knows you're in here. So here's the real question. How long could you actually survive, trapped in a box the size of a closet, with zero way out? Because someone already answered that question, for real. His name was Nicholas White, and what happened to him is still one of the most insane survival stories most people have never heard of. It was a Friday night in October, 1999. White worked at Business Week magazine on the 43rd floor of a Manhattan skyscraper. He stepped out for a quick cigarette break around 11 p.m., then got back into the elevator to head back up. Somewhere between the 13th and 14th floor, the power flickered, and the elevator just stopped. Here's the twist almost nobody knows. Elevators are actually built to do exactly this. The braking system runs on a constant electric current, and the instant that current drops even slightly, heavy safety springs slam the brakes shut automatically to stop you from falling. It's a safety feature. It's also, apparently, a trap. He pressed the alarm button. It rang, and rang, and rang. Nobody came. The building's night security guard was sitting in front of the exact camera feed showing White trapped inside, and somehow never noticed him on the screen. Not for 1 minute. Not for 1 hour. White pried the doors open, hoping to climb out. Behind them, a solid cinder block wall. He was sealed in a shaft, floors away from any real exit. He tried yelling. Nothing. He tried tapping out Morse code on the wall. Nothing. He smoked his last 3 cigarettes and ate a couple of stray mints, rationing them like actual survival supplies, because at that point, they basically were. Hours turned into a full day, then turned into a second day. He curled up on the floor of the elevator, drifting in and out of sleep, completely alone, with no idea whether anyone would ever come. Now here's the part that makes this so much worse. Elevators are not airtight. You will not suffocate in one. By code, elevator shafts have vents and gaps built in, so fresh air constantly moves through, even in a stalled car. Oxygen was never White's actual problem. His problem was that literally nobody realized he was missing. He wasn't found until Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m., when a different security guard finally spotted him, motionless on the floor while reviewing the tapes. Nicholas White had been trapped for 41 hours straight. So if suffocation isn't the danger, what actually would kill you in there? Science has a surprisingly specific answer. Most healthy adults can survive somewhere around 3 to 7 days without water, depending on the heat and how much energy you're burning just from stress and panic. Food, you could go without for weeks. Water is the real clock. And there's an even crazier real case that proves exactly how far that clock can stretch. In 1979, an 18-year-old named Andreas Mahavex was placed in a police holding cell after a car crash, just meant to wait there briefly. Except all 3 officers responsible for him each assumed one of the others had already let him out. Nobody did. He was sealed in a basement cell where no one could hear him scream for 18 straight days. He survived by literally licking condensation off the walls. When they finally found him, he'd lost 53 pounds and needed weeks to recover. He still holds the actual Guinness World Record for longest survival without food or water. Which means, in theory, if you got trapped somewhere and somehow nobody ever came, you could realistically hang on for over 2 weeks before your body gave out completely. The horrifying part was never really the "how long can your body last" question. It's the "how long before anyone actually notices" question. And your mind would probably give out long before your body did. Being trapped in a small space triggers a very real, very physical panic response. Racing heart, shortness of breath, a genuine sense of impending doom, even in people who've never had a panic attack in their life. Close to 5% of people already live with full-blown claustrophobia, and researchers think a single bad experience like this is enough to create it from scratch in someone who never had it before. To put actual odds on this, your chance of getting stuck on any single elevator ride is somewhere around 1 in 100,000. Genuinely rare. But New York City alone runs hundreds of thousands of elevator trips every single day. So somewhere in that city, right now, statistically, someone is probably stuck. And here's the part that should honestly make you feel better. Fatal elevator accidents are extremely rare, and almost none of them come from entrapment. Most involve doors or shafts, not people getting sealed inside and forgotten about. Getting stuck is actually fairly common. Getting hurt from it almost never happens. Getting forgotten for 2 full days the way White did is the genuinely rare part. And it's exactly why safety experts now recommend calling 911 directly from your phone the second you're stuck, instead of only relying on the in-cab alarm button, since that button is only as reliable as whoever happens to be watching it. As for Nicholas White, he eventually sued the building's management company and the elevator maintenance company, and won an undisclosed settlement. But people who spoke with him years later said something stuck with him for good: an almost permanent unease around elevators, doors, and small spaces. 41 hours changed something in him that never fully reset, no matter how much time passed afterward. So the next time you step into an elevator and the doors shut behind you, you now know the real math. You wouldn't suffocate. You probably wouldn't even starve first. What would actually break you is the silence, and the not knowing whether anyone's coming. Would you have kept it together for 41 hours? Or would you have lost it in the first 10 minutes? Tell me below.